Okie dokie. We are calling to order the November meeting of the Historical Commission. First item, review and approval of October 2025 meeting minutes. Does anybody have any changes? Okay. Would somebody like to make a motion?
I move.
Monica moves to approve. Those seconds. All in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Thank you. Announcements. I have a few announcements. The first one really sucks. Dawn, we've been sold out for grandchildren and and she's going to be leaving us. She and I will be coordinating. Fortunately, our archiving volunteers, Dom and Jack, will stay with us. And Jeff, I was hoping, I think you had mentioned in the past, we might be able to recruit your father. So let's see if we can get on that, so that we can continue that project. But it's a big loss because Dawn really understands this in a way that I do not. So we are greatly going to miss her. And it's unfortunate she was never made an official member before she is leaving us, but we will miss her.
We will miss you, but it's a good excuse.
Dawn.
I just wanted to say this was a great honor to work with you guys. And this was the hardest part about my decision to leave. But in every scenario, my grandson wins.
Yeah, I hate
here.
it, but I get it.
Can't blame you.
I will definitely be back at times. Yeah.
You've got to be a docent
So
still.
thank you also for being patient with me early on and teaching me things. It's been a great experience, and I will not, I will continue to do this somewhere else in Cape May. So,
Not till you're finished with us. You got to give us at least 6 months transition.
thank you for everything.
Thank you.
No, you've been wonderful. It's, the family's first. Tom's missing meetings till February, but I have talked about him taking on a task, and we'll talk about that when we get to goals. And let me officially appoint Jeff to vote for Tom tonight. I also just wanted to say I checked in on demolitions, and there were 5, but none of them were historic properties. One of them is that poor house on Makefield that got the tree through them.
Where?
Hmm?
One is what?
That poor house, I don't know if you saw that house on Makefield that a tree fell into it.
No.
Like,
Yes, by the middle schools, those, yeah.
devastating. But none of them are historic properties, but I am periodically still checking. All right, new business. The first item for that is, I know you were talking about it, Helen, but to get everybody up to date, the Board of Supervisors has proposed merging HARB and the Historic Commission. So we have to, I'm going to tell you what Joe and I did up to this point. We've had many discussions and all of that, but we also talked to Megan at SHPO, and she had said that we were overdue for a CLG evaluation, and she will be coming in to do that. And I think that process has started. I think she emailed Jim, which is starting that process.
We may lose that designation.
Well, she's gonna do it. I mean, they do the evaluation in hopes of helping us be better.
Yes.
But Megan is also well aware of the issues and the proposal, so she will be making recommendations. So what we've also said to the Board of Supervisors, we've talked to several members, and I know our liaison is on the meeting now, it is that it seems to us, and because we don't get a lot of communication, it's hard to tell, that they're trying to get this done by the end of the year. And we feel like it is very ill-advised, because if it is done improperly, we could lose our CLG status, which means losing a lot of money.
Yes.
So that is what we've told the Board of Supervisors. Joe and I have been talking to them individually. So I assume it's going to come up at their meeting next week. We may or may not want to show up because I don't know if we'll know ahead of time, since so many things get discussed in executive session, so we don't know what's going on.
It's all above board, yeah.
If you're going to talk, turn on your mic and speak into it.
It's above board.
Okay, well, get closer.
Currently, there are 3 architects on the HARB board, so we have a over sufficiency of qualification on that board. We have a carpenter. We have really good people on the HARB board who know that district and understand the issues of the saldo and the zoning issues that have to be addressed, which I know about them, but I would not feel qualified to comment to an owner or advise an owner on what he or she should do to their properties. Whereas the people that are currently handling that are doing that well, which means if they really do not want more historic input from a board, we should probably be the board that's cut, in which case they would lose any kind of relevance in terms of maintaining a historic presence in Lower Makefield, not to mention all of the volunteer work that this board has done in the last 5 years
Mhm,
under their watch. So I would say that would be ill-advised as well.
mhm,
That's my comment.
mhm. Oh, they also had, and I don't know that this is going anywhere. They also wanted to create a subcommittee of us on Slate Hill, but that just seemed to be creating extra work for no thing. Like Liz is volunteering for us, but she is actually a Yardley Borough resident, so she could not officially be on our commission, or I would have been already recruiting her.
We've often recruited people from outside our township
Mhm.
that give tremendous input and help to all our projects. And we already have a subcommittee in our group that is working pretty exclusively with Slate Hill Cemetery. That really does seem to be redundant unless they.
Yes, that was, I think, the message I gave them. I had talked to Monica about it to make sure I wasn't missing anything.
Said they're trying to combine, or is it just us?
There was some other suggestions. I don't know. I honestly
Do
just
we,
lost.
do we take up a huge portion of their budget?
I think the general, I mean, from what I've heard from the Board of Supervisors, the supervisors that I've spoke to, there is a general consensus that there are too many commissions in LMT, which, there are some that probably are not very active and could be maybe past their due date. Why they decided to do this with us right now in this way,
Yeah, I mean.
after not
seems
filling
like
any seats or.
a very active with many volunteers group and would reflect well on their stewardship. But that again, once again, politics will do what it has to do.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Joe, did you want to say anything about it? I know you had opinions about the whole thing.
I'm just going to call that comment from Helen.
Opposing.
I think one of the things we have to look at is actually what the role of the. Sorry, one of the things we have to look at is what the role of the Historical Commission is, because it was originally chartered to do a historic resource survey, which it did, has been within 5 years. It did, it delivered that result, and it's just kind of had a life of its own since then. Now, we, as a group, have, defined a different mission. We defined, goals around advocate and educate and curate, which we've been going after and doing, but that's not written into the ordinance for the commission. So Cathy actually had started an effort earlier this year to kind of redo the ordinance for the Historical Commission, so it reflects what we're currently doing. So I think with Megan coming in, it's an opportunity to look at what both groups are doing and say, how do we optimize this, right?
Yes, I mean, our ordinance is from 1973 and says we're doing a building survey for 2 years. It obviously needs to be updated. Now, my mind in efficiency had also said, let's see also if we get the demolition ordinance passed, because if we update our ordinance, our governing ordinance, and then get a demolition ordinance, then we'd have to update our governing ordinance again, which does not seem an efficient use of time or resources. So it seemed like all at once. I mean, my guess is one of Megan's recommendations would be to update the 1973 governing ordinance, because that just seems like super obvious. I also think, and Joe and I've talked, I mean, I think that there is room for historic and HARB to work together more. And that is something that we are certainly open to. Like,
Right now, the liaison has obviously been between my husband and me being on this board, that we do discuss what goes on in HARB and what goes on in the commission. And I try to bring to you the issues that HARB is doing. So a liaison, if something should happen to me, I think that's really has to be done. Liaison, but maybe with other commissions as well, with zoning, with
Yes.
environmental, basically maybe we can each take a commission.
yeah, I think that needs to be thoughtful. I mean, I'm taking some classes at Rutgers March on historic preservation, and we're just finished one on commissions. It's New Jersey focused, but some of it is wiser, and they really definitely talked about we need to be connected to planning and zoning. Like right now, Colin on planning, I trust would let us know if something came to him, but that's kind of a casual relationship, not a formal one.
Right.
Helen, it's also my understanding HARB hasn't met all year since January.
For what?
HARB has not met all
No,
year.
there's been no business. So
Okay.
they are informed by the zoning when there is someone coming in with a permit that needs to be.
Right.
And unfortunately, there seems to be some oversight from the township's end on many of sudden things that have been changing in that village without applying for permits. So I won't say any more on that, but basically, there needs to be someone keeping a much stricter eye on replacement of windows, replacement of structural features in houses and that is in that village that is currently part of the National Register problems. So they need to be addressed.
Yeah, I mean, that they haven't met all year is actually also a violation of our CLG
Yeah.
requirements. They're supposed to meet 4 times. So I think there's a lot of work. Like I said, our approach is to bring in the expert from the state to tell us what we can be doing better. We have a great relationship with Megan. I'm sure she's going to find things that we can improve on. But that's okay.
Yeah.
We want to be the best commission we can be and, stay an existing commission.
And the township regularly applies for grants from the state. So having the state officials helping us really should.
Well, wasn't the Headstone one through CLG?
Yeah. No,
That
it's
was Keystone.
Keystone.
But I mean,
The state.
CLGs get priority access.
Right, and
And our petition for the National Register will go through the state.
Mhm.
And our historic resource survey.
the survey really we got because we're CLG and need to do the work.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that's all like right there, lots of money. So if people want to go to the meeting next week, or do people want to have any feedback on an approach they want to take?
So
Because I fear it's going to go on the agenda next week and say consolation of groups. So we're not going to know if we're going to be discussed or not unless we're there.
Mhm. I really just want to hear from the supervisors their thinking behind it.
Mhm.
Because I'm
what they're thinking.
Because as soon as it's about us, I get nervous, but I want to hear, because I get one of my arguments for our poor supervisors is how much work is required and all these meetings that they need to attend and run. And it's insane. So clearly to everything Joe said, some cleanup needs to be done. I don't disagree with that. So I would just like to hear from them. And so I'm happy to go to the meeting, just
You mean,
ask, what's the thinking?
maybe we can take some of their burdens off their shoulders.
Yeah, I don't feel like we're a heavily burdened commission. I mean, actually, when I talk to Jim Majewski, most of the time, he's like, I trust what you guys are doing.
No, I
He
think
oversees
the
stuff, but-
supervisors I feel like they have so many commitments they have to attend, let alone hopefully do some work.
Well, literally, when I joined this commission back in 1986, we were in the midst of the Tomlinson store restoration. So we, as a group, were picking paint colors. We, as a group, were signing contracts off because the Board of Supervisors had a lot of work to do with Toll Brothers and developments coming in and dealing with the development of the township. We handled that whole historic properties thing for them.
Mhm.
Got it done efficiently.
I think we give a great value to the township. And,
And we hope to do more education of our citizens, so.
okay. So I don't know that we need to have any more. Joe, did you want to say something else?
Wanted to clarify for the record, it was Helen suggesting that in order to improve communication with other commissions, we should each marry someone on another commission?
Gonna veto that. Can we veto things?
We have 2 new supervisors coming in January, and maybe they will have some different perspective. I've known Judy for
Mhm.
years.
Mhm.
Our sons were soccer players together. So, it should be very interesting.
Yes, and we've also met with them,
Oh, good.
Colin and Judy.
Yeah.
And yes, she mentioned she knew you. And what you call her. Um, but yeah. So okay. So what I would say is if people feel comfortable and want to attend the supervisors meeting next week at 7:30, you'll have to see when it's on the agenda. And feel free to make comments along the lines of what we've discussed today about our concerns and thoughts.
I will add, just as an aside, the HARB does not know this. So they talking about communications, they have not been informed.
We weren't informed. We saw it on the agenda. So no, but I want you to know, and I want to be clear that they were talking about merging 2 commissions without talking to the chairs of either commission.
That's unbelievable.
So
That's why I was gonna.
we specifically reached out to Mr. Kratzner for a meeting.
Okay,
Okay, so I want to be very clear about that.
yeah, I think.
I've learned to agenda follow.
Well, I just told the person tonight that it was on it, because I found out when I looked through the agenda that you had posted. So he is now aware of these things, so I think they may be appearing as well.
Good. All right. We got some other stuff. We got to get our goals and stuff done. So if nobody else has any comments, we can move on. Jeff, did you have anything? I'm backing you again. I'm sorry. Give you my best side. All right. I don't know if you and Joe just wanted to give any update about the Veterans Day Parade that you guys went to and only gave away 2 of my damn books.
It was a beautiful day.
Okay, good.
Not
mean,
very well attended.
It was not very well
I
attended.
think there were more people in the parade than
Yes,
than
and
attending.
They've even commented that attendance was way down. We had
I know I spoke to some vets. They were very upset.
I
a
wonder
few people come by, so.
that was the first time I've been. Is it usually way bigger? What happened? We don't know.
I should have
Probably
had
a
Monica
reason.
give out the books.
Tried to give Monica the book.
I was chasing a 6-year-old. It was a
Okay.
disaster.
So, but I mean, I think, we didn't have a lot of people come by. We had a few people come by, had some good conversations.
Good.
I would say though that I think it is good that we are seen at these community events. We as
Yes.
Historical Commission are seen there,
Mhm.
by people, by the Board of Supervisors, for example, right? And we're part of the community. So while I think it was, sometimes it takes an afternoon out of your day, I do think it's important that we are seen and as participants.
I agree. I was very happy that the woman from Parks and Rec reached out to me because she did that all on her own and that you guys were willing to take it on. And I know we have it when we go to the goals as something we really want to focus on even more next year and hit Harvest Day. But I also, Jim Majewski said somebody came in with a resume for Historical Commission. So I don't know, maybe you guys did convert somebody. That's great. It's
Thank
not
you,
just me
guys.
scooping people out of the cemetery like Liz and Jack.
Well, just as a quick note, though, if we're going to continue doing this, we
We're good at
need
that.
something for the table.
So, old business.
Yeah, you need a sign. We need a sign.
A sign in the back.
Or something to identify us, because we have nothing like that, and Joe and I had some things on the table. like basically
No,
guys at the
I was
table
thinking the
with
same thing.
papers on top.
Mhm.
Monica didn't even know, walked right past us.
I did, yeah. And I'd jump if I saw the word historical.
Is somebody willing to take on a job? We have a little bit of money left in our budget this year because we didn't spend anything on 250 and stuff to purchase that.
I can do that if you,
Okay.
yeah.
you have the credit card number and stuff and all of that. And if you don't, let me know. But if we can get it done this year, then we don't, it keeps our budget open. for
Yeah,
next
I'll talk
year.
to Glenn. and-
Canvas or solid done.
You can't, you're talking about like a canvas kind of thing we can drape or attach.
You know, one of those table covers that has the words on the front of it, so when you.
It's cool, like a tablecloth with it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think if we're going to keep doing that.
Something
that
together.
would be good.
I'll run it by you before I do it.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Thank you, Monica.
Do we need a motion for that?
I don't think we need to make a motion to buy something like that, do we?
Well, I'll officially make. a
Okay. Motion that Monica's going to buy some stuff for our outreach table.
Second it.
Joe seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right. The next one is Joe, the steering committee thing.
Thank you. Down there?
I did. You told me to.
Oh, okay. One of the other things that is happening is the township is looking at developing a master plan for Edgewood Village. And the plan is really around the economic development of Edgewood Village. I spoke to Dave about it the other day, and they're looking at the underlying zoning, not the historic overlay, but the underlying zoning. It's, I think, currently zoned as historic commercial, and they're asking, is that the right zoning to attract the types of businesses that we want in Edgewood Village? So that's kind of the initiative there. It's going to be an overall master plan for that. There is going to put a steering committee together, and I asked Dave if we could have a position on that or a representative on that steering committee, and he said that he would recommend that to the Board of Supervisors. Back when I spoke with him the other day, I think he was going to ask for both a position for the Historical Commission and HARB, because as Helen said, HARB has jurisdiction over the design review guidelines there. So we're just waiting to hear about when that project's going to start. I would imagine it's probably going to start in January. And when Dave reaches out, I'll let you know.
Do we have it's a township, part of a township budget for that? Is this a professional master plan?
Mhm.
Yes, yes, and yes.
Okay, that somebody's bidding on?
It's signed already. I don't know if it went out to RFP. It's signed already for,
It had to have gone to RFP, like they send everything to RFP.
So whoever is doing this has already been informed of the fact that Troilus development shouldn't have happened before the retail went in?
I don't know how much they've been informed about and any of that. Like I said,
It's the major problem. We had wanted to have the village economically developed, and he had told us that he would first rebuild the houses that he destroyed and put them in the new retail section that should stretch up Stony Hill Road.
Right.
That whole open, and they said, well, we wish you would do that before you build the houses. Now, I don't think the lawyer pushed to make it as part of the development plan that he had to do that. And so that may, I know there's waffling and strange things going on there, but the master plan was always that the retail go in first and then the houses get built so that people do not suddenly start complaining when they find out that the plan for the front of Stony Hill Road is solid storefronts with overhead apartments.
Yeah, my understanding, and I just sent you some of the documents and stuff about, because I sought out the final letter of approval for Troilio, which happened last year and nothing's happened. But my understanding is that he can't do anything until he restores Ishmael House. And we see how well that's going.
He's already been approved for 12 units there. What?
Well, no, they did the final approval
Well,
through
but
HARB and the
that-
Board of
they
Supervisors.
made it clear that he had to do the historic house first before he built his apartments.
Right.
So this is just, I see what's going on. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but that's part of, maybe this master plan will then spend enough money that the township will take action on making him do the retail.
yeah, and I realized that I didn't get information from you. You had asked me to write a letter in Edgewood, and I thought at this point, it never happened, that I would hold to January when the new supervisors was seated. And keep pushing. I have raised Ishmael House to supervisors and,
Yeah, they're not moving it.
I mean-
and they shouldn't be changing the window openings.
Right.
well, they should stop letting water leak into it. Sorry,
Yes.
Joe.
I wouldn't confuse those two things. I mean, there's this master planning thing, and I just wanted to make sure that there was representation, historic representation on there, so that people understood there were design guidelines and how the village came into being and all of that kind of stuff. If it's us, if it's HARB, it's great, But I think the issue and around Trilio, and I sent Dave an email calling out the part of the overlay that talks about demolition by neglect. And I asked him why the township's not enforcing its own ordinances on that.
Well, and the corner house, which was built in circa 1798, has windows missing still on the upper floor. The roof needs to be replaced.
I think we should still stay after that. Although,
Yeah, but so it's the whole thing, the pot calling the kettle black and, everybody pointing fingers at everybody else. But somebody has to be sensible here and make these decisions happen. And if it means that we have to pay a master planner to do it, then I think that's probably a good.
I don't know. I wouldn't hope that the master plan is going to fix that issue. I think we should continue to pursue that issue outside of the master plan because it's honestly jeopardizing an historic property, And the other thing is, honestly, unless I'm reading the ordinance wrong, I just want to know why the township's not enforcing its own ordinances.
Oh, you think? That could be a problem.
My opinion, again, is yes, we need to push that issue outside the master plan. The master plan seems to be all about economic development. They're not going to give two flying you-know-whats about historic buildings. It's all about money. But again, given the lack of attention of the 2025 Board of Supervisors to historical issues, I suggest we wait till the 2026 board is
Someone
seated,
comes in and has something.
and then we will write a letter and advocate.
And maybe the front steps of the yellow house that are totally collapsed and the tarp over the front of that.
I would love for you to send me a list of everything, Helen, that I could put in.
You mean where all the bodies are buried?
Yes, I would like to know where the bodies are buried, I think.
Be happy to do that, Kathy.
Joe sent me the information on the ordinance that they're not enforcing or the regulate, whatever.
Yes, but
I know.
Better yet, just go up to the site and walk it and take pictures, and then when we write a letter, we can actually write the pictures of where the issues are. So it's pretty clear.
Okay. Well, if you want to do that together while you're home.
Slate Hill, huh? Next.
All right. Moving on. 12 windows open. Okay. Da, 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 da. All right. I'm going to share. Woohoo. Okay. The goals, these are what we discussed last time, except I realized for some reason I had totally skipped Devon's archiving project or whoever's archiving project. I added that. I think otherwise it's the same. I also added a column because as I sent to all of you, there was a 2019 master plan for the township that they obviously spent a lot of effort on and sent a lot of goals for historic preservation. As far as I can tell, none of which have happened. Maybe the design guidelines happened post that, but pretty much nothing has happened. So I linked to the master plan, the linked goal, or it as a CLG requirement. So the demolition ordinance, we know that. The dark house we talked about Jeff doing. The master plan that Joe's been working on. Oh, gosh darn it. It'll only give me one page. Give me a second. I was so prepared, I thought. And then I, also wanted to put it out there if anybody else had anything else they wanted on there. I took off some of the Slate Hill things about the path and the markers because unless we have somebody who's willing to do it, we can't do it. Okay. Updating the ordinance, Joe just mentioned. The National Register application for Patterson Farm is going to be continued over, and Joe will give an update in a little bit. Doing the grant for the phase 2 of the Historic Resources Survey. curating resources on township history, the archiving project. So hopefully this year we'll get into Past Perfect. Working on putting together some of the information around the historic survey and developing reports on the homes that need to be protected. That was the issue I talked to Tom about joining on, as far as, because I know he's done some research before and stuff, and seeing if he could help a little bit more with that. The open house, doing another open house. Dave is doing that, the Harvest Day table, the ghost tour, and then continuing with our social media, continuing to do the QR codes. Liz has been helping me with the QR codes, which is wonderful because I'm a little overextended, as much as I love doing that. And then the 250 project, also the time capsule.
I would add, education as needed, because I've just done 2 more in the last couple weeks
Okay.
with, scout groups.
Yeah.
Okay, so education of general public,
Mhm.
you know, senior center, seniors, scouts.
Okay, so I'll just add that to the education line.
Yeah.
Right.
Additional education
It's the
as
stuff that we
as
can-
opportunities arise.
As requested.
Okay.
I think on, to have a table at Harvest Day, my question is it just Harvest Day, or are there other community events where the Historical Commission should be present?
I don't know of any other big events around here, but we can also, I mean, I think that could fit under additional,
Yeah.
what Helen just said.
The bazaars. and-
Because if something else comes up and we have capacity, okay. We can certainly do it. Like the Veterans Day kind of popped up. They haven't been doing the, 4th of July thing. Cause I remember like the first year I was here, I sat with Helen and Victor at that.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, certainly open to that, but the open house was really super successful. So definitely want to do that again. Any other suggestions? Thoughts? Blah, 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 blah. All right. You guys okay with accepting this as our goals for next year?
Yes.
yes.
I make a motion that we accept these as our goals for 2026.
Thank you, Joe. Jeff seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Stop share. Now I don't necessarily need both computers. Okay. We are moving along. Slate Hill Cemetery. Monica, tell us all about the ghost tour.
It was fantastic. I think everyone involved was so happy. Our performers were great. Our stories were great. We had fantastic feedback. We were sold out. It was just a overall fantastic experience. Financially, we made $1,751.50, which isn't bad. However, the feedback we got over and over again was our prices are insanely low. And being someone that has attended various ghost tours in the area, I agree. Now we want to make it accessible to the community, but I think we're definitely going to significantly raise the price, considering the tickets are $5 and it's a full interactive theatrical experience within a historic cemetery right now. So that's right now the only main change, that kind of feedback we're getting from everyone. I don't know how much that profit will be, because there's, I'd like to pay our actors a little bit, if we're starting to actually make some money and those kind of things. But again, at this point, the point of the ghost tour isn't to make money. It's great that it brings us some money that we can do some things with, but I don't really think, and we can change that next year if we want, but as of right now, profit's great, but we're not going to squeeze it to get a lot out of. But I think on the whole, getting great feedback. Everyone loved it. I loved it. It's my favorite night of the year. Thank you to everyone that helped here and elsewhere. I'm open to any additions.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say thank you. You did an amazing job. I mean, I was telling everybody, I think the other comment I got, other than raise the price, was, and that the actors were amazing, got a lot of good feedback on that, is that people were stunned at the production value. And I was like, yeah, that's what happens when you have a volunteer that does production for us. The production value is very high.
Yeah, Steve really stepped up this year in helping, especially because Victor wasn't able to do as much as in past years. So a huge thanks to Steve
Yes.
for helping out with that. And I was gonna say one other thing. So fun fact, a gal that couldn't make it reached out to us and said, "Hey, I couldn't go. I really want my family to go. Is there any way you could give us a private tour?" We had just done it. We had all the information and we even still had the tiki torches up. And I was like, sure. So I met them over there, lit the tiki torches, gave them a private tour, and they were so excited. They made a really nice donation, much more than if they had come to the tour. And so Kathy and I were batting around. Once we've done the tour, we have all that information that's so fresh. We could do in more months, once or twice a month, just open it up for like a walking tour. No actors or anything like that, but just a walking tour of the, I gave everyone lanterns because we have those. We have so much stuff from the ghost tour and they were just so excited and into it. So I would love to propose that as we are able to just throw that out there every now and then to the community, to people that are interested.
Say on a Sunday afternoon or.
Yeah. Mhm.
She did it on a weeknight even,
Yeah,
like,
there
I
was like a
mean,
Thursday night they were available.
that's when they were available and she was available. So I was kind of bummed I couldn't go, but because, this is how I get the volunteers. Whenever I see somebody in the cemetery and I'm driving by, I like pull
Pull
over and accost them.
Put up a page for people to ask for specific tours and give them a suggestion for dates.
Yeah.
And if it comes up, then we'll see if we can.
Yeah,
accommodate
exactly. I
that.
think we can do something where it's just kind of a small in the know, like send your requests or whatever. I don't know. I haven't thought it through, but I don't want to make a big thing of it, but I think it would be a really fun way to just keep the energy going. And we do so much work that goes to the QR codes, which is great, but still it's so fresh in all of us. There's no reason not to.
So one other note, Monica, is I think that based on the fact that concessions was at best break even, if not
Yeah.
loss, I think that if we're going to raise the prices, we should just basically have a hot chocolate cider and include it as part of the
I
ticket.
love
price
that.
and give them-
Yeah.
Because people enjoy that, but for the amount of effort, for the amount of money we're making, it seems kind of silly. So I
Mhm.
think that, it's a nice touch if we raise the price. Your ticket includes the tour, a cup of hot cider or hot chocolate, and we just make it that way.
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, it didn't do as well this year, but the first year we did it, we didn't have anything and it was colder than whatever. And that's when I think we decided to do it. And break even is a stretch. We were lucky Jeff donated everything.
Yeah,
So any
thank
money
you,
we
Jeff.
made is essentially a donation from Jeff. Sorry, you need to take a little credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Oh, and then, so now because, it's an Eagle Scout and, I guess Eagle Scouts also have bureaucratic.
Yeah, they.
Oh, no. Where are we?
So anyway, the project for the path on the segregated side is in last stages of Eagle Scout approval. So once Eagle Scouts approve it, they were gonna go
I think it's tonight. No, it's tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, no, it's not the meeting, it's up above and it got sent
Yeah,
back
well,
in because it was not written in,
yeah, no, they have to present tonight at the council and then it gets approved or not approved.
yeah.
So-
Yeah. Anyway, it's in the final steps and we hope that it gets done this month. And thank you, Jim Majewski, because he's going to supervise the putting down of, well, he's going to, because there was concern that a path in a cemetery would go over dead people.
Yeah.
So we mapped it out based on our
LiDAR.
DPNR. So Jim has nicely volunteered to kind of facilitate that, but it's Piedmont Design who's actually doing the heavy labor, and then the scouts just put down the stones. So I am very excited, and hopefully that will be done very soon. All right, 250. Anything else on Slate Hill, Monica? Did I cut? Okay,
No.
we're
no.
cruising tonight. We're getting out early.
Yeah, I don't have nothing, still have nothing concrete just to.
Okay.
To, present. However, I've done some deep diving into the second half of that, which you dumped on me last time, which was the, time capsule. And
You volunteered. That wasn't a dump.
that turns out to be much more complicated than I thought it was. In what kind of substance you actually bury and where and gives you permission to bury it.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you set the end date for it to be dug up. And apparently there are official lists of time capsules that you can register it, and
That's so,
so I'm actually
All right.
exploring, deeper into that whole.
Well, that's good. Joe will appreciate
We'll
getting that
bring the
out.
time capsule next week or next time and you can have it.
Okay.
Just moved it in my basement today.
Just so you know, we got an award from Pennsylvania last year, the year before, and part of the award was a time capsule that we are now responsible for dealing with it. And it's been in it's in Joe's basement, so.
there's a picture of us all holding it, right?
I mean, that is the issue. Will it hold up to water? What kind? of
Well, I think,
stress?
no, I think you're right. I mean, I think they basically said, because it's a metal time capsule, top screws on, there's plastic bags to put things in. So I think it really is meant to be buried. So
Yes, and then we have to figure out where will be safely buried that will not be disturbed for the next 50 years, or I'd say.
I know a historic cemetery.
I thought about that, but then they're going to accuse us of like getting close to a dead body.
Yeah, of course they will. But
I thought the same thing.
we'll have to discuss this. I mean, I was thinking the Veterans Square somewhere, but which corner and what happens if that development explodes?
Right.
You know, all kinds of other things that I had not even considered when I. said,
Well, Monica, look and see if you can find a spot in Slate Hill where we know nobody's buried. I mean, that should be easy enough.
We could put it inside the wall.
Right, we could do it outside, but I think inside the wall keeps it
Safer.
safer.
Yeah.
But I mean, according to our GPS, yeah, it's full, but they're not side by side by side. There's plenty of spaces.
Okay.
so- And it's not like we're gonna.
I was thinking Slate Hill too.
But I doubt you have to bury it 6 feet deep, right? Like,
Well,
how deep do you have to bury it?
The Homer Cemetery in Philadelphia, they had, you had to put down a 7-foot metal pole and not hit anything. And then you could bury there.
The time capsule.
No, this was actually by.
No, that's what I'm asking.
We're not putting any bodies in there, Helen. I know you're upset about the HARB thing.
That's just.
Right. But the time capsule, we're not gonna bury that deep, right?
No, so they're suggesting no more than 5.
Yes.
All right, Helen, well, I'm glad you took that on because that's awesome. All right, Joe, Patterson Farm.
okay, I'm on Patterson Farm making progress. I'm writing and rewriting both the architectural description and the statement of significance. I talked to Helen about it a few weeks back, and she's done a lot of research that's going to augment that. So I think maybe I said this, I know Cathy knows this and Helen knows this, but I'm doing this actually as a project towards my certificate at Bucks County. So for that reason, I kind of have to do it myself until I can get that part of the project done. But once I get that done, and that should be in December, then I'll make it available to Helen. She'll look at it, and then, we can review it as a commission. And then I talked to Dave, and the township will look at it, decide whether the board needs to approve it before we submit.
Yeah, he said to look at their last approval, so we'll have to, because he said to look at when they authorized you doing it or something.
Yes, right. I did look at that, and it did say that we were authorized to submit.
Okay,
I
well,
looked
then
at the
that does not need to go back to the Board of Supervisors, how I hear that.
Yeah, no, I actually did go back to that meeting for the Patterson Farm Implementation.
Yeah,
Committee.
no, that's going straight in. I think,
said-
I told them.
It said submit, yeah.
Okay, so, yes, we will approve that at a meeting at
Awesome.
some point in 2026, and we can get that off our goals. All right, any public comment?
Come on, Liz, come and say something.
Come say something.
Just say hi. Come say hi.
Don't make her talk, and then we'll have a minute, we can socialize.
Okay.
Yeah, no, can you state what you want help us with?
Oh, she's already working on QR codes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She's researching.
Okay, great.
All right. Monica said she couldn't make the next meeting, and I know we've been kind of talking about it. Do we want to have a December meeting, or do we just want to cancel and reconvene in January?
When is Megan doing her review? Like, because it seems to me the whole first half of the meeting was about something that once they want to get done before the end of the year. And Megan's reviewing and helping, but that's our last meeting. So I'm just
Yeah,
nervous about
is Megan
timing.
going to be coming to talk to?
How does that work?
Oh, I don't know that Megan talks to the Board of Supervisors. She's going to talk to Jim Majewski. She'll talk
Right.
to me. She'll talk to Jennifer, probably Dave Kratzner. I think he wants to be part of it. That review process is probably at least 6 months.
Oh,
So
okay.
we do need to make sure that they don't
Change anything.
merge us before the process happens.
Okay.
But if we can hold steady till the end of the year, then, and it doesn't happen by the end of the year, then we're okay just letting make.
So we as a group need to be really on top of what's happening at the supervisors meetings and be present and vocal.
Correct. So I would definitely say, I was told it was likely to be on the next meeting, which is a week from today.
Mhm.
There's only, as far as I know, 2 more meetings this year. So there's also one in early December, which I actually think is before our meeting, if
Okay.
I remember correctly. So, yeah.
Okay.
So yes, I would suggest we go to next week, and then I have been agenda watching.
Okay, cool.
So December meeting or not? Helen, what do you think?
No,
Okay. Joe, I know you say no.
Well, if it's just me, it's not a quorum, so I guess we're not having a meeting.
I know, because you're just a damn alternate.
I don't know. I feel like Tom's gonna really want it.
Tom says he
Joe.
can't come till like March, so.
Really? Oh, goodness. Okay.
All right, so we will officially cancel the next meeting. Thank you. It is my wife's birthday. And I will take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
I.
All right, we're out. Thank you, everyone.
It's my son's, it's my son's birthday.
Wait, right now?
My son.
Right now.
It's just